Hello, welcome my friends. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time on the channel, please like and subscribe. I would love it and I would love you if you did that. Today we are going to talk about the pied-à-terre tax that is being discussed in the New York Senate right now in Albany. According to Governor Cuomo, there is quite a lot of support for it. And basically, this is a tax to raise revenue for the failing and disgusting MTA system in New York. New York is great because we have a subway, but it is falling apart, especially on certain lines and certain subway systems. Part of what makes New York City great is the ability for people of all classes to get around the city and get to work on time and take jobs that are far away and get there in a reasonable amount of time. This new tax is specifically targeted at a pied-à-terre. You must say to me, Marcus, what is a pied-à-terre? That is a seasonal or part-time or recreational home, generally a second home. Obviously, if you have a second home in New York, you are doing all right and you are probably wealthy. This new tax would impose a 0.5% increase in taxing of properties over 5 million and 0.4 over 25 million. The way the city generates taxes from these transactions are a thing called transfer taxes. When a property changes hands, real property only, it is I believe it's 1.875% transfer tax on the value that is paid to the city. That's how you raise taxes, and that's quite a bit of money. And to consider that we're already a high tax state already, generally on income we are high, property we're a little bit less than states like New Jersey, upstate New York, and Connecticut. But I digress. This tax is to raise for the MTA, and I think this is a funny tax because rich people don't use the MTA, so I don't think they should really have to pay for it necessarily. And a lot of people are arguing that maybe something like a sales tax in general over all of New York City would be a better way to help pay for the improvements. Perhaps a gas tax would be a little bit better. And even a little while ago, because there's been decriminalization of marijuana, that maybe specifically using marijuana in stores in New York City, that would be a good way to pay for these, to raise money for the MTA. Some of it might go to public housing or schooling, but specifically right now it's supposed to be in line to raise money for the MTA. I think this is kind of interesting. New York is a very left-leaning state. We do have a lot of rich people here. We have a lot of billionaires here. But like we saw last month with Miss AOC from the Bronx, the fresh face, she spearheaded a campaign to get Amazon out of here. People think that giving tax breaks to billionaires is lost money that you could spend other places. That is incorrect. It is money that is lost. For instance, with Amazon, we're not giving them $3 billion. We were giving them $3 billion in tax breaks. People forget that also the estimated revenue in taxes for those jobs was going to be about $1.5 billion in the first year. A lot of that was going to go to the federal government because that's income tax, not even including the sales tax. So I think this was like a misconception that people were not aware of. But the one thing that people forget is that billionaires and millionaires, or just rich people in general, they're extremely mobile. They will just get another house in a different area. They don't need to stay in New York City. For instance, in France and Paris, they had a similar tax for high net worth individuals. They just left. They went to other countries. That's what happens. You need people with high incomes to have the business there and impose taxes. But if you scare them off with these types of taxes, they just look other places. And if you follow the New York City luxury market or the high-end market, especially for the residential side, it's been a little bit slower and in years past. And lastly, to follow up, is that a lot of people are saying that because these people are wealthy and they don't even use mortgages, a lot of them just pay cash, they're not getting a mortgage recording tax. So this was kind of something to bridge the gap for cash transactions to raise money. I personally think it's not a great idea. We live in a high tax state and city already. There's already a 5% city tax, or I think it's 7% city tax if you live in the city for your income. So this is just more taxing. I think that we shouldn't, and even Bloomberg said we shouldn't be pushing high net worth individuals out of New York. So I'd love to hear what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. If you have your comments below, I'd love to hear them. You can roast it down below. If you like my video, press like. If you don't like it, I guess you can, vote down, I guess. But I'd love to hear from you. Good discussion. If you are looking to buy, sell, or rent a apartment or home in New York City, let me know. Give me a call. DM me on social medias at Marcus Amadeus. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.